Good morning, good afternoon to everyone that's joining us today. I'd like to welcome everyone for coming here and on behalf of NetCV, give you and extend my very warmest welcomes. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Boipelo Siopela, and to here gathered, I have my sales director, Justin Foxcroft, and alongside our very inspirational Corbus Burgers, who is our managing director. And all the way from the Czech Republic, we have Václav, who's going to be doing the introduction on the Key Shield and SecureAnyBox. And he's all the way from the Czech Republic. Furthermore to that, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to put in any questions that you might have in the Q&A box right there down below. If you do not see it, it is alongside the chat box and the number of participants that are in the webinar. Please feel free to do so, and as well as join our other webinars that we're going to have here, hosted on a weekly basis here by NetCV every Thursday. So please feel free to do that and watch out for the upcoming events that we're having for the rest of the year. Please feel free to also reach out to us on our social media platforms. We have a new video up on our YouTube page. Please feel free to go and hit a like, comment, and subscribe, and reach out to your other friends that you may know in the industry who also might like to join one of our webinars. I do believe that it's going to be such an extraordinary pace for them to be joining us today, especially with the newly found freedom here in South Africa of the lockdown, level 1 of lockdown. Yeah, so furthermore to that, please, I've handed over to Václav from the Czech Republic. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining our webinar today. We will focus a bit more on SecureAnyBox, which is our secure solution. But of course, during my presentation, I will touch Key Shield SSO as well, because of course, those products both are integrated, and Key Shield can really improve user experience with SecureAnyBox. So our main focus today is how to protect and store and keep in secret privileged passwords and other secrets, because when we talk about security, passwords are very important, but there are other secrets, and these secrets can be even more sensitive if somebody wants to attack organization. Such secrets can really help, can easily attack, and that's something we want to avoid. So our agenda for today is, of course, I introduce you our SecureAnyBox, and then we will focus on privileged accounts. That's about local accounts. We will talk about these accounts, what is local accounts, and how to deal with local accounts, how to protect those accounts, how to use SecureAnyBox. That's about rules. How to protect technical accounts, because that's very, very important and almost invisible in the real life. And I mentioned API, very important feature of SecureAnyBox. And then we have a demo. I show you a live system. Our system we are using internally in our company, so you will see all the secrets almost. So let's start. What is SecureAnyBox? SecureAnyBox in fact consists of two technologies we add together in one product, in one box. Those are agents for major operating systems for Windows, Linux, Mac OS X, and of course we also support LDAP and Raspberry. And when I say Windows, you see that it's not about Windows servers or Windows workstations, because from our point of view, those systems are same. The only difference is price, but we don't focus. We do not focus on pricing today. It's technical introduction. So when it's about Windows, Linux, Mac OS X, it does not matter if we talk about workstation, if we talk about some mobile device or a server, that's the same. Of course, not everything can be handled by agents, because especially users outside IT department are enforced today to use tons of accounts whatever you want to buy, I expect that it's the same in your country, that you do not visit a shop which is just around the corner, but everything is ordered on the internet. So then these users need tons of passwords, tons of secrets related to this. So and you cannot handle this technically, because those systems are owned by other companies, other organizations. So the only thing you can do is to use a good password and keep the password and share the password in a proper, secure way. That's also about documents, bank cards, keys, I mean electronic keys, certificates, and general files. So all these we are able to keep in safe boxes, and I think this will be the nice part of the demo, to see what you can do with a safe box, how you can handle safe boxes, how you can share secrets with other users. What is also important, that we provide enterprise class setup, reporting, and auditing. That means that you do not need to visit each device and install something manually. You can do it using GPO or using your favorite management tools, and even for hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands devices, the installation and setup can be done within a very short time. And of course, when it's about many secrets, many users, or many users and many secrets, reporting and auditing is very important, because it cannot be handled manually, or just, oh, I see something. So it is very important, and you can integrate SecureAnyBox with your SIEM solution, for example, with your let's say security incidents archiving solution, or whatever. Yeah. Another thing is that SecureAnyBox is not vulnerable to administrators. So you do not need to be afraid or think in that way. Okay, I keep my secret in SecureAnyBox, by my administrator can read it. That's a common pain. All the companies, all the organizations around the world are thinking about this kind of risks, and how to protect themselves against this. Of course, from the other point of view, if I would be an administrator, I do not want access to any secrets. That may be about a company board and director, whoever, because I do not want to be automatically guilty for any leaks. You know how it works. Users, they say, oh, it was not me, I was doing everything okay, everything perfect, but administrators, they have access, and that's they did it. Yeah. So what is important, even somebody is administering the server, this person is not allowed, technically, that's not about access right, it is about encryption, to access the data. So even a financial department, board, and other departments in your organization can use SecureAnyBox, and they do not need to be frightened by administrators or IT people. Yeah. SecureAnyBox also allows to use shared and private safe boxes. There is a question mark, because there are countries around the world where private safe box is not allowed by law. Yeah? For example, in the United States, it is not allowed, because when private safe box is enabled, is allowed, users are allowed to use it, that means that they can have something which nobody can access. So imagine police authorities ask you, say, oh, we are here to investigate this gentleman. We need all the data of this person. And if that person would use private safe box, there is no way how to access the data. So Of course, in the configuration, you can say, okay, no private save boxes. This is not allowed in our organization. Then everything is shared, and this is not a problem anymore. On the other hand, if it's okay for you, that can help, because users, and when I say users, of course I mean regular users and IT department users. They also have their own private accounts. They use social networking, and but the human brain is not split. We have just one brain, unfortunately, and that then, because of this, what can happen that people use same password, same name, same address, and everything in their private and in their company lives or employee life, which is a potential security risk. So if you allow to use private save boxes, you can tell all the users, don't worry, you can use it. It's licensed, perfect. Everything is in secret, and please do it. And that will help you to generate different passwords and use different credentials for your private life. In fact, I do it. Our partners, they do it. Yeah, we work with NetCB for many years. By the way, when we start with SecureAnyBox was 20 years ago. We start with agents. That was the first development, first part of SecureAnyBox, and we know each other with Campus Burgers also for almost 20 years, and we are cooperating and working together since then. 20 years, it's nice. And last but not least, white envelopes. I do not know if you feel something, if you think about something when I say white envelope, but again, in many countries around the world, when I say white envelope, people say, I know, I have to write down all my passwords on a paper, we put it in an envelope, we seal the envelope, and the organization keeps these envelopes in a real safe, the metal, big, heavy thing. And when I would die or whatever happened to me, the organization can open my white envelope and get access to important accounts. Of course, this is something better than nothing, but it is not really flexible. Yeah, when you change your password, you have to update your white envelope. Of course, the organization is not able to check if you type real passwords on the paper, etc. So we implement a cryptographic electronic replacement for this, and that works even better than the paper version. But it's very important, because why I mentioned this, imagine you would be responsible for something, you manage it, and you are responsible for proper setup and everything. Yeah. So if you are responsible, you do not want to share with anybody, because if only two people share credentials for some account, they will say, oh, it's not me, it was not me, it was the other guy. So it's better to let people to keep their credentials in secret. But of course, whatever happens, then you can run in problems, and in some cases it can be really serious. So white envelope is a way how you can protect yourself. I mean, when you think about yourself as an organization, so if whatever happened, you open white envelope and you are okay. So little bit technical information. SecureAnyBox design is definitely multi-tenant. So yeah, it can be used. It can be used for different organizations under one roof. But what our customers do, they use more domains. And when I mention a domain, I do not mean Active Directory domain or or an internet domain. This is just a domain, yeah. And it can be something like VIP users, regular users, IT department users, and external people from the outside. 4 domains. Why domains? Because at the domain level, SecureAnyBox allows to define some limits, visibility, features, and also, for example, if somebody is a VIP user, that means that this person is working with VIP secrets, and VIP secrets are more important than a regular secrets of regular users. So you might enforce users assigned to the VIP domain. You might enforce them, okay, you guys must use longer passwords, more complex passwords, yeah, because you are working with important secrets. And regular users, they can use just, I don't know, shorter passwords because their secrets are not so important, at least from the organization point of view. This is even in my country and other countries here in Europe, European Union, this is even, let's say, defined by a law because the current version of rules says regular user with one-factor authentication must use, I think, 14 characters when it's about password, and IT administrator must use 17 characters. So it's even by law, and this applies to, of course, all government organizations plus strategic companies. There are some companies like utility, power companies, etc., and they are enforced to use it. User account can be synchronized from common sources, so no problem, and it can work like other solutions. So you can define a group of users in your AD and synchronize these users into SecureAnyBox. So then they do not need to do anything. They can authenticate using the same username and password like they do in the AD. The integration with KeyShield SSO, I mentioned KeyShield SSO at the beginning. Of course, that's a SSO solution. And SSO allows you to authenticate just once. So for example, you can use KeyShield and you do not need to enter your username and password, which improves, as I mentioned, the user experience. And for somebody who is using this solution really intensively, it can be a great help. So SecureAnyBox can be installed on-prem, which is recommended, of course, because for bigger organization, it's better. It's always, let's say, at least theoretically, more secure if it's on-prem because you have control on everything. But of course, you can use hosted or cloud as well. For example, government organizations in my country, we have nice customers like Czech Statistical Office, Ministry of Interior, some parts of Army. They have their own, they call it GovNet and Gov hosting centers, government hosting centers. So for them, it's better to use this, but in fact, from the technical point of view, it's like, if it's your hosting center, just different building, but it belongs to government, it's like to have it on-prem. Yeah. What is important, that high quality password generator is included with templates. That means that you can say, okay, I have a template and it says that I need a password, this number of characters and these type of characters in it. And why I mentioned this, because here we see people and they use some online generator, or they use some online password quality check. Please, do not use it, because it's a high risk, And whenever you use any password outside the organization, you should consider, you should understand that this password is immediately compromised. Yeah. So you should never ever use this password again and say, okay, it belongs to that service and that's it. Yeah. And what is also important, I already mentioned that the system is really secure. Even the administrator cannot access the data. And what is important, it does not matter if we talk about a production or test system, if we talk about snapshot, security copies, backups, you know, all these instances of the data are encrypted. In fact, when I compare SecureAnyBox with other systems, one of the biggest differences is that with SecureAnyBox, each record is separately padded, salted, and encrypted. So it does not work like other easy, free of charge hobby tools like KeePass, for example, where the whole database is encrypted. Like if you would use a zip, for example, that's the same level of protection. So when you want to access anything inside, you need to decrypt the whole database. So you put in risk the whole database, and you do not have any control on access. So if you decrypt the whole database, you access the whole database. You cannot tell somebody, oh, I close my eyes. I have not seen this. Oh, this is not working like this. So, but here, each record is encrypted separately. So when you want to access a specific record, then you decrypt only one record. Of course, it's not you who does it. Server does it for you, but from the compromise records point of view, you access one record. And this database is all the time encrypted. So we never ever decrypt the whole database, only one record at a time. And that's why each snapshot, each backup, each copy is encrypted. So you can store it anywhere. It's simply secured. So okay, that was about SecureAnyBox. Please, I'm open to ask to answer any questions. So do not hesitate to ask any questions around the security. And let me switch to local accounts. That was mentioned in the invitation email as very important thing and a very good example, because we all must work with local accounts. There is no way you cannot remove local accounts. So each operating system, Windows, Linux, BSD, Raspberry, and Mac OS X, these systems are designed in that way that there are local accounts, sometimes called built-in accounts. You know that Windows comes with administrator account, Linux is using root account, yeah. Mac OS X is admin account, and these accounts must be there, and these accounts must be protected. We provide this protection since 2001, and we've been talking to our customers and say, you should do this, and customers quite often said, but we check Microsoft knowledge base, and there is nothing about that. It was true in the past, but since 2015, Microsoft informs customers in a very open way about risks related to local accounts, and there is very clear statement that these accounts must be protected. Yeah, so you have some laptop, some workstation where there is a local account, at least one local account, and this needs to be protected. And the only protection which really works, yeah, is to change password of this local account. I will talk about this little bit later. But even you can say, okay, there is some administrative account on my computer, but there is also my account, my profile, No, we do not talk about accounts of regular users. Yeah, usually your profile is generated automatically when you authenticate against a domain or other directory, and when it's about your password and your authentication, that's handled at the directory level, on AD level. Yeah, there are some policies I expect, and you need to follow those policies, and then this is applied also to your local account. So not that we do not talk about regular users, we really talk about accounts and like administrator in Windows, and what it's there, and maybe nobody use it during last year or two, but it's still there. Yeah, it's sleeping and can be misused. Let me make a very, let's say, interesting remark, because when we talk about accounts, we usually think about computers. Yes, account equals computer. Yeah, I know, but not today. Today, we almost everything is using some kind of account. Yeah, cooling, air conditioning, heating, all these examples I have here in my presentation. And sometimes it's very, very important. Yeah, you see people all around the world, and they are using accounts. They control their lifts in the building. It is not allowed, it is not legal probably, but they do it because they use a very common technique that's called shoulder surfing. Just look and say, oh, this guy is typing this password. Okay, I see. And then you try, and it can be really dangerous. And that's dangerous, like when there is a company, and the company is a famous supplier of some systems, and they use same password everywhere. So you ask them and say, oh, yeah, we're using our password. It's perfect password, Cape Town. Nobody knows. Excuse me, this password. And we installed 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 devices, and it works. Of course, it's crazy. Yeah. So when you think about local accounts, you should also think about these devices. And with SecureAnyBox, you can be okay, because you can use SecureAnyBox to handle these accounts, and you even can enforce your suppliers and say, okay, guys, let's stop this practice. We will generate the password you will use, and we give you access. We have some customers, for example, in Germany, 3 banks. We have now three customers, 3 banks, and they use this. Yeah, that's very important for them. Not only IT, but also everything. Yeah. And another interesting thing, I've been talking about local accounts, and probably everybody who is joining this webinar has a computer, so you have some local administrator account managed by your administrator. But there are also other accounts, usually now kept in LDAP directory. In fact, it's a directory with LDAP interface or LDAP API. There are different groups of accounts, of course, regular users. Yeah, we know about that. IT management, yes. But there are also technical accounts, and these serve like local accounts. Yeah. So you might have a local account on your computer, but there can be a technical account, and that is working for some technical device, or it allows systems to talk to each other. That's very important, and that's also an area where you can expect some problems. Because if you start thinking about the IT systems used in your organization, maybe, okay, we are using some, I don't know, accounting, and all the accounts from Active Directory are automatically synchronized to this system. How this is possible? And that's the way which is a potentially a problem, because when any system wants to talk to the other system, that system must authenticate like a regular user. So even SecureAnyBox, I did mention that SecureAnyBox can talk to your AD or redirectory or whatever and pull synchronized users. SecureAnyBox needs a so-called a proxy account for this. It means that the system authenticates automatically to the source and pulls the information. But okay, where this information is kept, where it is, yeah? Of course, there is a configuration. I can mention this because SecureAnyBox is really advanced system and the configuration is encrypted. So if you would say, okay, I can attack SecureAnyBox, I just get the configuration, I read the configuration, and based on this, I get access to my LDAP, and I can attack maybe not my LDAP, but LDAP of the organization, and I can attack LDAP. With SecureAnyBox, this is not possible because the configuration is encrypted. So if you restart SecureAnyBox, it is not able to read the configuration. You have to type in the let's say the key, the password, which is used to encrypt the configuration, and then SecureAnyBox is able to talk to other systems. But in 99% of cases, believe me, it's just in an open form in some configuration. But even worse, this is not only about configuration, it's also about, let's say, some scripts. These accounts are everywhere, and unfortunately, administrators quite often are using really powerful accounts. Yeah? So SecureAnyBox is not able to start without human intervention. 99.9% of systems are able to start without human intervention. That means that whoever gets access to the backup or a copy snapshot to the system can misuse the user accounts the system is using to interact with the other. Let's say the LDAP is most common example. So this is a real risk, yeah. And you cannot just tell your IT admin of, if you are IT admin, you cannot tell yourself, oh, I change it, because it's not possible. Yeah. If you want to keep system running, then you have to go this way. Yeah, you can limit access right of such account. You can keep it really, really low, but it must be there. Of course, quite often there is one account used multiple times, and that can generate other problems when several systems are sharing one account to access some source. So this is why admins are afraid to change passwords. You know, I'm traveling around the world. I've been several times in South Africa, which is, by the way, very nice country. And I hope that I will get a chance to visit South Africa again soon. And that's pretty common. I sit with somebody who is admin, and I see, and the guy is authenticating say, okay, nice. That sounds like a 19 characters password. Yes, I use 19 characters. And then they say, please, can you authenticate now as administrator, because we need to do something under this account? Yes, think. Say, wait a second, you use 6 characters? Yes, that's a 6 characters password. Is there for 25 years. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, in Germany, you know, Germans, they love rules. That's their native approach to this. But when they read the law says administrator must have 19 characters. Okay, they follow immediately. But that's not about technical accounts. So I've been there, and same experience. 6 characters is, oh. You know, to be honest, nowadays 6 characters is nothing. Yeah, we can discuss if 10 characters is a real problem, but 6 characters is nothing. So, but they are afraid to change it because they use this account in many scripts, many configurations. They change it, nothing happens immediately, but then when they restart some system, oh, it does not work. So this is pretty common. Sometimes you hear a technical term, privilege account. What is that? That's an approach to this. Yeah, because what we prefer direct access to a system. You need to ask SecureAnyBox how you should authenticate. Yeah, you can do it automatically. There is a launcher, and we do not have time to talk about all the features, but you can just click and you can connect to a Windows server or some network appliance, something like that. But it's a direct access. When we talk about privilege accounts, it's mostly implemented as a proxy. So privileged user authenticates to a proxy, and the proxy authenticates to the target instance, to some server or device or whatever. So of course, local accounts, everything I've been talking about is there, just used by the proxy, not the user directly. It is possible, it looks nice, it sounds very good, but there are some, let's say, questions. And because I do IT for 30 years, even more, a little bit more, I quite often have to deal with totally dead devices which are not responding. You cannot touch them. So then you have to go there. Then you have to work on site. Yeah. So for me, proxy access is something which can complicate this, or which will not work in such situations. So I prefer, for, let's say, security and practical reasons, to work with accounts handled by a security technology, and that's SecureAnyBox. Yeah. Another thing is that this can work quite good internally. Yeah, maybe Boeing is big enough. They have everything. They do everything. Maybe there is a part of Boeing is an IT company providing support for other departments. I don't know. But with regular organizations, they cooperate with experts. Yeah, like NetCB is a company who offers you experts for some technologies, some projects. Yeah, that means that you need somebody who is legally outside the organization to access some system. Then it's a question if the proxy access is the right solution for that. So we handle privileged accounts, we handle privileged users, we do it this way. There are other systems, they do it a different way. Quite often, people also believe that what is enough, I disable administrative local accounts and I'm okay. No, absolutely no. This is not a protection. It's very easy to go around. You can just press a button, restart the system you are in. This is not working at all. And of course, you can refer to Microsoft knowledge base. If you do not believe me, go there, read it. It's there. Yeah. So this is not a protection. Again, the only protection is to change password. The same, it is not possible, so it's not a solution to remove such accounts, because these operating systems, all of them, not only Windows, but Windows, Linux, Mac OS X, are designed in that way that this account must be there. You cannot remove it. So that's another idea which will not work. And there is a special group of accounts. We call them super admin accounts. Yeah. And that means that, imagine you would install something like SecureAnyBox. That's a good example. Yeah. And when you install SecureAnyBox, it is not connected to anything. So it's a separate entity, and you still have to manage it. You need to manage it, and it must be protected. So there is built-in, automatically generated super admin. And this super admin account allows you to manage the rest. So for example, say, okay, I connect SecureAnyBox to my AD, and that's the way how I handle, how I import, how I manage my users. And this is pretty common. That's with everything. So you might have a network appliance, and you say, oh, I'm using LDAP authentication, radius authentication. Yeah, okay, I agree. But the super admin is still there. So do not miss, do not forget about super admin, and take care about this. Of course, that's pretty technical. It's for maybe IT department, but if you would let's say check how it is with security in your company, this is one area which needs to be investigated. So, okay, security, like anything else, must be easy. If it's not easy, people do not follow. So we need to some easy rules, and if people follow, then it's nice. And I'm running out of the time. So rule number one, most important, password, each password must not be used more than once. That's a golden rule, yeah. So always generate new password, yeah. Do not be like people who say, oh, I'm quite smart, I use 4 passwords, yeah. Say, oh, you use 4 passwords. Yeah, how you remember which password you use? Oh, sometimes I do not remember, so I have to try all 4 of them to find which one is used in this specific case. So, okay, 1 password once, that's it. Rule number 2, all the passwords of local accounts, anything which can be considered, can be recognized as local account, must be changed periodically. So when it's about user accounts, my recommendation is do not enforce users to change passwords periodically. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Well, when it's about local accounts, do it. Yeah, if possible, do not store passwords. Use agents, but of course, in many cases, especially when it's about accounts outside, you must do it. Then think about the way how to store it. Yeah, and that's maybe, you know, it seems like I'm fighting against a competition. No, no. These solutions like KeyPass, MasterPass, whatever pass are not real competition for us. Yeah? Single user designs are really not suitable for organizations, and you do not need to be a really big organization. You know, if you are a mid-sized organization, this is not a solution. Yeah, because of the database encrypted in advance, you know, and share the whole database and everything. Do not use it. It's a big risk. And my colleagues from NetCB can provide you with easy to use cookbook how to attack users of KeyPass, and that's really crazy. Yeah. So yeah, when I talk about rules, you can say, oh, I have seen other tools and they also talk about rules and they implement some rules. Yes, the reference is one, but the critical, yeah, SecureAnyBox is secure. Again, no backdoor, no leaks, no administrator can access the data. The data is always encrypted, so you do not need to worry about the data. That's the difference. Because there can be a solution like, oh, it looks nice, I like it, but what is in the back? And in the back might be a regular SQL server. Don't use it, because then whoever gets access to the server can access the data, and that's a problem. Yeah. So you need to trust it. That's why I mentioned this. You know, if you want to keep secrets, you need to trust it. If your users would not trust it, they will keep their secrets rather on a USB stick, which is crazy. Yeah, that can be a high risk. So the solution must be really secure, and that gains you a real trust. Okay, so now I have an example. I apologize for technical part, but you see 4 easy lines. It looks really easy, and this is the way how information systems are usually implemented. Just read LDAP, read user, read password, connect. Yeah, 4 lines, and that's it. That's how the system reads from configuration file. This is the same, but with SecureAnyBox. You ask SecureAnyBox, hey, SecureAnyBox, it's me. Me means the ticket. Give me username and password I should use today. I should use to access the LDAP. So if this is in the configuration, the SecureAnyBox can recognize, oh, this is not the system which should use this ticket to ask and refuse. Yeah? So it's very easy to do it with SecureAnyBox and secure the systems in the area of proxy accounts to LDAP or maybe some other systems. API. In fact, you know, SecureAnyBox server is a server implementing API. There is nothing more. All the clients we provide are using this API. Yeah, so you can visit our website and find easy examples there, and you can try it yourself. Or much better, much more convenient, you can talk to our partner. NetCB provides own tools, and they also provide development support, so they can do customized solution on top of SecureAnyBox for you. So nice example, when you see a regular client of SecureAnyBox, it says username and password, and we've got a client, and our partner did a special tool for them, and the tool been using same API, same secret store, but the user has seen some SIM card PIN, SIM card PUK, P-O-P-U-K, because it was easier for users. Perfect. That's very easy to do it. And thanks to this API, virtually anything can be secured. Yeah, you can touch this API from your system, and that works. Okay, so now demo time. Let's have some fun because it was boring. Now I promise you that I will show you our own system. So this is SecureAnyBox, and this is the most common client. It's a web-based client. We provide other clients. We have mobile client. We have plugins for Total Commander and FAR. We have importer, etc. But this is a pretty common client because it's easy to touch SecureAnyBox using a browser. Yeah, so this is running inside the browser. You see that we have save boxes, and in our case we have 183 save boxes. Some of these lines are save box groups, so the total number of save boxes is even higher. That's because you can set access rights at the save box level. So these names are, most of these save boxes are names of our customers. Yeah, so when we serve a customer, because one part of our company is still doing a similar or same job like NetCB does. So this is for example a school. Yeah, and we keep the information we need here to access them remotely. There are other companies where we have more information. Yeah, and of course in some cases we can use this to share data with somebody who is outside the company. You see that this is my favorite demo SafeBox. Amesbury is our former customer. Unfortunately, they went bankrupt, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, but I still keep the information here to show how it works. You see that I have VPN here and everything. And of course, when I see this, I see the public information, the public part of the information. But if I want to, let's say, touch something, I try to open the record, and you see that I have to enter my access code. Otherwise, I cannot see the real secret, which is a password. An access code is what I do not share with anybody, and administrator cannot touch it. Yeah, so there's a difference in between password and access code, because password, that's something administrator can change for you, but access code, administrator cannot touch it, and you are the only person who can worry that. And if I enter the access code, I see that password is admin. Oops, it's not the best password, but yeah. In this case, this customer was, they did not care. Yeah, they did not went bankrupt because of passwords they've been using. But yeah, let's check this. BlackBerry. Oh, a password is Berry. Nice. Yeah, but there are some things I do not know if you use widely Konica Minolta devices or other devices in South Africa, but imagine this is a standard password they use in Europe. Yeah? This is a very easy password. Everybody knows it. So imagine this is a multi-function Konica device, and you can use it to attack the whole network. So what the customer should do, change the password, keep it here, and that's the way how it works. So this is about SafeBoxes, and if I want to share the information with somebody, let's say here is our dear friends from Microsoft Czech Republic. We work with them, so I can check, okay, sharing and permissions, and you see this is me, and this guy is from Microsoft. So he has account, and he shares the information here, and that's the way how it can work. When I visit other, this will be bit video, because he are my colleagues from our company, yeah, and they all have access to the data. You see what kind of how strong their access rights are, what they can do with data. They can read, create, modify, delete. Yeah, so it works a little bit similar, yeah, like a file system, but the important thing is different, because with a file system, that's about metadata. There is access rights information, and the information in the operating system respects it. In this case, if you are not here, if you are not in this list, you do not have any chance to access the data, because you do not have the key which you need to decrypt the records in this SafeBox. You see that how fast it is. I'm by the way, I'm at home at the moment. I'm connected to our office, yeah, and I'm working from home with our office. I can work with data, and I can open whatever I need. I can work with whatever I need. I mentioned agents. You see here we have just several computers, and I can check. Okay, last time my colleague, maybe this guy Thomas, he's by the way working on the plugins. He started working today at 8:23 because his agent tried to access the server, and it is possible. The agent says to the server, "Hi, I'm here. I'm okay. I'm working." So that happened at 8:23. Yeah, I've been working over the midnight, so that's why my computer registered or said I'm here to the server just 5 minutes after the midnight. So that means that my computer been online and working. And last thing, because we really do not have enough time, is the audit information. I mentioned how important it is to have a good reporting and good audit. So if I want to know who access what, I can do it with built-in audit viewer. Audit is kept in the database, and you can see access when anybody access or works with the data you own. I just do not know why it takes so long time. Let's try it again. Okay, or maybe some refresh problems. Maybe my kids are playing their online games. So you see here that today, this is the first access today, yeah, and that's me. I've been working 3:35, crazy early morning, but I did create a record because I've been working with some eShop. So that's the best way. If you want to create a record at the eShop, you just click I want a new password, and you have a good password, and you can work with it. Then my colleague 809, and he started working for a customer named Chessmat. And you see, he used VPN, he connect to retail, he connect to GroupWise, yeah. So he he been probably providing some support for them remotely. Another customer, Flowklima, another customer, CLZT, and somebody else. You know, this, by the way, is our customer, and they are helping people to quit smoking. So this is how it works, and these are my accounts I touch during our session today. I'm really running out of the time, so can we check the questions, please?
Yes, definitely. I'll be relaying some of the questions directly to you. And the first one is from Tijot Smith. It says the license cost, how much does that work? Is it per user?
You know, it works in that way that when it's about users, so when I see the users here, I have a users here, yeah, and each initialized user, these with this icon, black icon, are initialized. That means that they are active. They have their access code, must have a license. There is a hard stop license, yeah. And when you have user license, it comes with one license for agent. So, and you can buy more agents because usually organizations have more computers and devices than users, but each user needs a license. And here you see I can show you here the license, installed license. This is a license for 300 users, and here we see that we have 300 users licensed and still 164 licenses we can use. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so too. I think what we're trying to understand is that do you pay per user, or yeah? But I think
when it's about sandboxes, it's licensed per user. When it's about agents, imagine we have customers and they, for example, have 100 users, 500 computers, yeah, license. And when it's about a device, it does not matter how many people using a computer, who is using the computer. No, you can have an agent separately. So when it's about computers and local accounts protection, then it's not about users, it's about devices. So both approach, both ways possible.
all right. No, thank you, Václav. That's a very, very, very thank you so much for the answer. And then the second, I'm trying to read the second one. It says it's anonymous, so I'm just gonna. Do I need a connection to my company network to be able to use this agent?
Okay, if you know that's thank you. That's a very good question because I forget to mention it. When you use these agents, you do not need, or these agents do not need any connection to the server. It's kinda a RSA approach. So each agent is initialized and then it works completely separately, automatically, and it generates. So imagine you have a notebook. The notebook is out of the network for a very long time. The agent is there working, working, working. You do not need to touch it. When you need to touch it, you ask the server, tell me what password I need to use, to touch this computer, to authenticate to this computer as administrator. And the server is able to calculate what is the password at that specific computer today or whatever day, because it knows all the parameters of the computer, let's say. Yeah. So this allows very nice implementations. One of our big customers worldwide, for example, is Avast. I'm sure you know them because they are one of the biggest antivirus providers worldwide. And when they have computers in hosting centers, it is not possible to manage those computers centrally because that's simply not allowed. But you can have something on the computer, it generates passwords, and you can ask the central server, okay, I need to access this server at that hosting center, give me the password, and it does it. Yeah, nice question, thank you.
All right, very well answered. Thank you, Vaslav. And then the last one, I think, is the question is this service available in the cloud or must you install it on premise?
Vaslav, I think I can answer that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We are already hosting it for a couple of clients in South Africa, but it can also be installed on premise. When you, in the hosted environment, we make use of the multi-tenant functionality where when you log on to the system, you only see your safe boxes. You have full control over only your part of the information. Another thing is we will be releasing, there was another question as well, Boipelo. There was a thing about a licensing cost. We will be releasing, for those that would like to get pricing on this, pricing for both the hosted environment as well as the on-premise version. And we will provide RAND pricing that will not fluctuate up and down with the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see here, by the way, list of domains in our system. So we do the same like NetCB. We are hosting for our customers here in Czech Republic. Of course, we do not interfere our partners. This is only local. And you see the names of some universities and other organizations. Yeah, even NetCB is here. And as Kobus said, when there is a user inside defined in the domain, they do not see each other, that's completely separated, and it works very good. And each customer can have own management. Yeah. So if there is a domain, and within that domain you want to manage your users yourself, that's possible. Again, without interfering any other domain, any other customer. You even do not know who is using the system of NetCB. So that works very good.
Yeah. Thank you from yourself, Vaslav and Queris. It was very enlightening. And please feel free, guys. This is the last chance that you have to ask any questions. And if you're too shy to ask any questions over here, please pop us an email at NetCB. We can come directly to me, myself, and Justin will be handling any questions. Any queries, please go to our website. Hopefully something will be clarified over there. Please join us for other webinars that we host weekly on a weekly basis on Thursdays. Please make sure that you invite all your friends, all your families, and everyone in the industry. Pretty sure that you'll like it. And please tell us how you found this event. Well, from my side and from NetCV side.
Pelo, before you log off, I just want to say that if anyone is interested in this, I can create a profile for you and you can test the system out, and we will allow you for 14 days to test it out.
Oh, look at that. Amazing. Good. All right. Thank you, everyone. Please feel free to once again reach out to us. By all means necessary, call us, WhatsApp us, whatever works for you and whatever makes you feel comfortable. From my side and from NetCV, thank you for love. Thank you for everyone who attended this webinar. All right. Cheers, guys. Enjoy your day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.